we're going to add a cute bow on the side of a hoodie or t-shirt. This is such a fun and trendy look right now. You can either use our custom bow design or any bow you like, but I highly recommend ours. It's been carefully designed to make the stitching process easier for you. We've chosen the garment where we'll place the bow, and we've hooped it with tearaway stabilizer. Now, let's go ahead and stitch the first color, which is just a placement line on the stabilizer. This will show us exactly where our bow will go. Once the placement line is stitched, the machine will automatically stop. Now it's time to place your fabric right where the bow will go. Be sure to align it carefully, considering where the bow will end up. Try to position it as close to the edge as possible. Make sure your garment is laying flat and smooth. You can use some tape or even pins around the area to keep everything in place and prevent your t-shirt or hoodie from shifting. Now we'll stitch the next line around the edges, securing your garment to the stabilizer. This step ensures that your fabric won't move during the stitching process. After that stitching line is done, it's time to place your appliqué fabric. The choice of fabric is totally up to you. It can be anything you like, as long as it's medium thickness. For this project, I'm using a lightweight cotton. You could go with something floral or plain, whatever matches your style and creativity. You have a lot of room to play with different designs here. Place your appliqué fabric over the marked area and stitch the next line. This will secure the appliqué to your garment. Now that we've secured our appliqué fabric with a nice tight stitch, it's time to take the hoop off the machine. Carefully trim away the excess appliqué fabric around the outside and inside the little cutouts where the bow has open spaces. Be sure to cut as close to the stitching line as possible. This way, when we add the satin stitch later, it will neatly cover all the edges. I recommend using scissors with curved tips. They're my favorite for projects like this. There are also special appliqué scissors, which you can find at specialty stores. But I'm guessing you already have a pair, especially if this isn't your first time doing a design like this. Carefully trim along the stitching line, keeping close to the edge. Now comes an important part. We'll also be cutting the sides of the fabric on your t-shirt or hoodie, as shown in the video. Make sure to trim as close to the edge as possible. This will ensure that our satin stitch covers everything perfectly and gives a clean, professional finish. Now that we've trimmed everything, let's load the project back into the machine and finish it off with a satin stitch. You can either skip the decoration or add some on top. It's totally up to you. And there you have it. We've finished stitching our beautiful bow. It's turned out perfectly and is ready to go. We used a tearaway stabilizer, so now gently tear it away and give the fabric a light press to remove any wrinkles. Make sure to trim any extra threads. At this point, your project is pretty much done. You can press it a little more or remove any stabilizer left behind under the bow to make sure the edges don't feel too thick. I've also stitched this design using water-soluble stabilizer, but I still prefer tearaway stabilizer. It's just easier to work with. After stitching, you can smooth out the satin edges with your fingers to make them look perfectly clean and sleek. This satin project follows the same approach as many other standard projects with satin edges. If this method works for you, I'm sure you'll love the process.